Now, Michael Browne, you're a real Coffee.
Well, I could claim to be.
Where were you born?
I was born in technically Galway because my mother, she used to come to Galway for the births. Her uncle Michael O'Malley, Surgeon Michael O'Malley, had a small hospital there with Dr. Sands, and she wasn't up there for her births. Says the only holiday she got. But, I was back in Westport straight away, and spent all my life in Westport except for boarding school and university in Galway.
And you went to Galway. What year were you born?
1939, just 6 months before the war broke out.
And where did you go to school?
CBS Westport here, primary school here up to 1952, and then to St Mary's College in Galway.
And where was the school located?
Mr. Brothers School.
Where was the primary school?
It was where Dunn's stores are now, on Castlebar Street. It's a quite smaller school looking back on it. It was primary downstairs and a small secondary school upstairs. Run by the Christian Brothers, one or two lay teachers. Jimmy Hughes, one, I remember in particular, very good teacher. He did 5th class in the primary.
Any other teachers you remember?
Well, the various Brother Sullivan, Brother Healy and Brother McKeown, who I think was the principal, very nice man from Dundalk. I remember him bringing Rinty Monaghan into the school. Rinty Monaghan was a champion boxer at the time. He was a great sportsman. He also told us about the Clipper Carlton, the first dance band that came out when we were rather young to know about dance bands. But they were a nice group, Christian Brothers. I mean, they weren't trained as teachers, obviously, no, they just went to the Christian Brothers, but they did their best, and they were okay.
They were educated themselves, I suppose.
I suppose so, yeah. I had no problems with them now. You hear people later on saying, well, Irish had beaten into them or this beaten into them, but I found them okay.
Yeah, you were happy there, yeah. Were there many in the school, say in the national school that time?
Our class,
in your class, yeah.
The class would have been between 40 and 50.
In one class, or was it split?
In the primary school, we were probably packed in together because Martin Curry arranged past pupils reunion of the class that left Westport CBS Primary in 1952, and he arranged a reunion there some years back. And the interesting thing is, while a certain number had passed away, a check of the numbers went through the Law Society course, the final year course in 1961, which the one Tom Durkin himself were in. A higher proportion of those have passed away, so it might be a small statistical example, but there might be some lessons to be learned from it too.
It's not a good thing, that third level education.
Well,
you want a long life, yeah.
Our particular profession.
So you went up into secondary school then upstairs?
No, I went to...
Oh, you went to St Mary's, yeah,
okay. It was a series of those schools dotted down the west coast. They were called minor seminaries. Technically, they were preparing you for Maynooth if you wish to go that way. And in fact, in my time, about a third of the class went off to the priesthood.
And how many of them stayed in then, do you think?
A certain proportion did.
Certain proportion did, yeah.
But in those days, the career options weren't great. If you didn't have a business or a sizable farm to go back to, junior X and civil servant was an option. Teacher training was an option. But there were very few other options at the time which you'd even cert.
And what was the secondary school like that time? Was it strict or...?
It was strict enough. I mean, there was no nonsense, but it being in Galway with an advantage that you could get out to Galway. I think every Saturday you could go to Galway if you had a reasonable excuse, like haircut or shoes fixed and so on. As long as you went out in twos, and you had to wear the school cap at the time, which was common enough back in the 50s.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you could have your afternoon out in Galway. No bother. No, it's...
And were there many in your class in Galway?
There were about similar number, about 50.
50.
Mostly from the Galway area, some from Clare, Mayo, and then there were a lot of lads from the Gaeltacht there. They were there on Gaeltacht scholarships from all the Gaeltacht, from down in Kerry, Muskerry, up as far as Donegal, the Mayo Gaeltacht, technically was Ackland, up near Eddie Bay.
And were there many from Westport in your class?
No, I think I was the only one from
Westport.
There were a few from you. There were a few from Louisburgh, because Leo Morton was teaching there, and a number from Newport, a number from Louisburgh there, and there were a number from Ackle there. I think the Ackle lads were mainly because it was one of the schools that took in people on Gaelic scholarships, and it was a fair accent in Irish, and lots of teaching was through Irish.